You see, just simply, there's a lot that can be ascertained just by the static assessment. So as soon as I put my hands over his acromions, I can see that there's an asymmetry on the horizontal plane. And then the very gentle, just literally, just thinking about it really, just seeing which way it wants to move. With a lot of your patients, you're not going to get into that entire kind of articular assessment because it's going to be too painful. Now, if we're just taking it the way it wants to go, I can just allow it to dance back, and as I do that, I can start to dance it over. And I can take that, steer that through the upper baseline. It doesn't need to be aggressive. I can change the orientation of all of the things that I'm palpating on the motion side by his head position. So just, I want you to bring this into kind of context. If I drop this forward, that changes this dramatically. Yep. If I bring it backward, it changes it again dramatically. That means that we need to kind of incorporate all of this into our understanding of what's going on. Where are they in space? Okay. Now, as I recognize this, I can come through the spinous processes and through the TVPs. He's very full on the left. If I want to take that out from here, and of course every patient presentation is going to be unique and different. There's endless different ways we can do that. If this lever is working well, and if it isn't, stop and do what you can to repair it. And that is not working wonderfully. It is not working wonderfully. So now we can start to move in two different ways. What is restricting this motion? We're going to just say lateral line to begin with. Very generalized. So now I can have him PIR should I want to. I don't like using PIR. We want to stay tight. Don't lose the plane. As I bring him in, I can feel the upper dorsals just gently tugging over in the opposite direction. Now I can position for correction just by moving the deep intrinsics into a left side bend out of a right, and at the same time I can ask him to just contract his arm down slightly and gently, a little bit more. Contract, contract, contract. Now I can ask him to bend his head forward a little bit, and I'm going to get some flexion there from what was extended. And now I've got three things happening at one time. Let go. Now when I come back up, I do that. Look, it's changed completely. Now I can come back, stay there. Now I can come back, come underneath, take up that slack. Now I'm here. Now I can start to go through gentle articulation. Coming off my baseline. So with this, we went indirect, or we went direct, pardon me, into the articular, so-called articular. The side bend, the rotate. We went in the opposite way. And at the same time, I dealt with the glenohumeral, the lateral line, and then I went back into just some general articulation without anything being aggressive or abrupt. So what did we get done here? We got the shoulder, we got the neck, the CD, and we got the upper dorsals all in one because we're using our leverage intelligently. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? Rather than saying, oh, now I have a shoulder problem, I can't use the shoulder. I'm like, that's no problem. I'll just start here. We'll take that shoulder out at the same time we change the articular relationships in the upper dorsals. So I can start to do many things at once rather than just one thing at a time.